Guys, I have to say, out of all the places to find a Eurovision artist, Toronto would have been one of the last places, especially a Eurovision artist for this year. We're joined by Vasil, who is the recently announced artist for North Macedonia. How are you?
That's right. Hi, everybody. Doing great.
So, I have to ask, this isn't your first time in the city. Tell me a little bit about what you
actually used to live in Toronto for 10 years. I did my studies here, my vocal studies, undergrad at the Royal Conservatory, and then I went to U of T for opera school.
Okay, so it's been, you're familiar with the place then?
Yeah, honorary Canadian.
Mm-hmm. And I understand that right now you're doing some recording here?
Yes.
Okay.
I am. So at a concert, actually. I have a concert coming up two days from now. Uh-huh. And then I'm in the middle of writing my album. Oh, so one of the producers is here. Uh-huh. So I ended up being here, and I said, hey, surprise, by the way, going to Eurovision.
Yeah, big surprise, eh?
Huge.
But, I mean, since you're recording, I have to wonder, does it have anything to do with the song that you're bringing to Eurovision?
Yes and no. So the thing is, we decided with the national broadcast to do an open call for all the composers, and I believe deadline is until the 1st of February. So there's lots of interest, lots of people are writing. So people are calling me in and saying what to do for you, how to do, so that's why I'm like, it's a yes and a no, but the song is...
It's coming, yeah. And we'll get back to your music later, but first I want to talk about the fact that this isn't going to be your first Eurovision. You were there with Team Tamara last year, and had you done another one before that? Or
No,
was that
was first.
Okay, so at what point, was that kind of the start of the possibility that you would be going for the following year? When did that process begin?
I mean, I always say for all of us European children growing up with Eurovision, it's our dream since we know what Eurovision is. So secretly, I guess, or subconsciously, it's been a dream since I watched television. I remember 1990, I think it was Tai Chi that I first remember. And last year, I call it the dress rehearsal. For me, it was a confirmation. You get there and you're like, holy smokes, I'm so close. I'm here. I'm not in the main spotlight helping Tamara. And just to me it confirmed, and I said, I am ready and I would love to be considered. So I guess that's where that seed got planted. Mm-hmm.
And then from there, is it just that because you were already involved with the delegation, you just kind of dropped a hint saying, hey, think about me when you're choosing those artists?
I said it when we were there, I said I'm very interested, but of course it's up to them to, when they got together, I believe there was 5 rounds of the way the delegation did. There was a closed circuit with all the journalists, writers, composers. They had a meeting of whom they suggested, so the name kept being suggested. And then the final round was the closed team, which is...
And here we are.
Happened.
Yeah. And I bet you must have had a blast last year as well.
Very
and
much
especially being a part of, supporting Tamara and, having like not only a song with a really big impact, but also North Macedonia's best result ever. Yeah. Does that affect how you're going into this year? What's your mindset?
Well, of course it does. We always said, even we were joking last year, we said good luck to whoever's next. Because you have big shoes, I have big shoes to fill. So I'm excited about that. I am. Do I have high expectations? Yes, but I know that the expectations from the other side are even higher. So in that sense, it's going to be interesting. Mm-hmm,
definitely. So let's talk about your music, because one of the things that we do when, as people who vlog about Eurovision, when there's an artist announced, we of course hop on Google, hop on YouTube, find whatever we can find. And the first thing that came up for a lot of us was a recently released song called Patuvam.
Patuvam, that's right.
And then I also saw on your Instagram the way that you described the title as not having the same meaning in English. And
we've tried to translate it. I mean, Patuvam literally goes, I travel. But in Macedonian, double meaning too. It can be a travel here, any sort. So it's a journey. And one of my favorite lines in the song is, I travel with an empty backpack, but a full soul. I travel where the dream is a dream come true.
Wow.
So,
but on top of all that beautiful poetry in there, it's also a bop. It's like
that's the thing. It's on purpose. We said let's do an interesting take on celebrating. That's why there's part voguing in the song as well. It's a celebration of life through posing. So it was that whole different kind of journey, and then in the overalls, when you see the video, which you should see the video, that's me portraying the little kid in me. So always go back to the little you, which inspires who you are, and never lose sight of little you.
And I understand that, as you mentioned, you did your training here. You were in the opera world for quite a few years.
That's right.
And this of course, isn't an opera song.
Not at all.
Are we to expect, maybe it might be a bit too early to say, because as you said, it's an open call, but should we expect it to be more pop than opera? Would you tap into both?
I'm up for it. And then the other question is, will there be an ethno element? Will the Eastern European ethnic element come in? We'll see. So when I go back next week, I'll get together with the delegation, and then we'll listen to all the songs. So that's when the magic will happen.
So of course there's a lot more to come. Any plans on pre-parties?
Yes, ideally. I've had a few invitations already, and I think they're very important. So I hope with the whole plan of everything shaping up that I will get a chance to meet the fans, sing for the fans, meet all of you, because I think it's a very important aspect of the whole journey.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that people at home will appreciate seeing you there and doing that outreach, going all over Europe. We're all looking forward to the song that you're going to bring and the performance in Rotterdam. Finally, obviously, because this song isn't chosen yet, do you have a sense of what you would like your impact to be on people, just as an artist, the kind of way that you hope people feel when they see you and they hear your music?
To touch them, to touch you. I always say, for my story and truth to come through my voice and inspire something in you. Mm-hmm. Whichever way it may be, dancing, ballad. Yeah. TBD.
Check out Patuvam if you haven't, because it's a good introduction. Thank you so much. This has been great.
Thank you. Lots of love to all of you.